Hello everyone, UC here. Happy Sunday to everybody. February 18th, a little after 8 Eastern. Just wanted to make a quick video on the new feature that I added in the UC EMA Bot. So let's get into the playback mode here. And before I get there, just quickly, so I have two more changes that I want to add, right? One is the total P&L, right? So we want the strategy or the bot to stop trading after your total account P&L hits a certain number, right? So right now the way it is, if you have the strategies enabled on two charts, right, and let's say you want the bot to stop at $500 profit. So if one chart is at 300 and the other is at, let's say, 200, right, that altogether is 500, but the bot won't stop, right? Because right, it's not consolidating it's not looking at your overall total account profit, right, to determine if it needs to stop or keep going. So I want to add that ability where you can have that hey, even if you're running it on three charts, right, as long as the total P&L hits a certain number or a loss, then it should stop. So we will add that one in the next update. And the other one is the ability for the bot to take only a certain number of trades during after an EMA reset, right? So for example, let's take a look at this chart, right? So this is Friday. Okay, this is a good example right here, right? So for example, this was one run, right? And then you had an EMA reset right here, right? So during this run, if you only want to take the first two trades, the first two setups, and then you want to ignore them because you're like, okay, during one run it can only give me so much, because once the trend matures it will reverse back up, right? So for example, this was the first pullback, this could have been the second one, I don't know, I'm just trying to make it up, but you don't want the bot to take third pullback that occurs, because you're saying, okay, hey, this is maturing, the trend is maturing, and it will kind of bounce back up a little more deeper than these shallow pullbacks, right? So you can tell the strategy to take only the first two trades after the EMA reset. So for example, this was, right, an EMA reset right here, right? So this could have been a first pullback, and you could just say, hey, I don't want to take any trade after the first one, right? So the strategy won't look for the trade, it will wait for the strategy for the EMA to reset, right? And that could be right here, right? So that means after this, the EMA resets and we'll start looking for other trades if the other trade criteria is met. So that's one of the changes that I also want to make. So for now, let's enable it on this one. Actually, let's do it on this one right here. Okay, so you can see we have this additional button right here, which is right under the enable button. What does that do? So for example, what it does is it changes the direction of the trade. So if the strategy looks for right now a long trade when the price is above, when the 50 is above 200, right, the 50 EMA is above 200, it will only look for long trades. But what if you just don't want the long trade, you want the strategy to take a short trade there, right? So you can enable the reverse button right here, and it will only take the opposite of what it was doing or what normally does, right? So for example, let's just go to Friday, this last Friday as an example, right? Let's go to like 8:30 or something, because that's when the market started moving. So we'll go to like 8:30 right there. You had a PPI data right there. Okay, 8:33. So oops, there you go. All right, so we will enable that, and we will so right now, let's say we just want the bot to take the normal trade because market is trending down, right? You can see it's trending, distance criteria is also met, so now we only want but what if this is the support level actually? So we don't want the bot to take a short here because the chances of it bouncing from here hard are more. So you go ahead and enable the button, the reverse button, right? So now it will only look for it will look for the trades, but where it's supposed to take a short trade, right, it will take a long trade, right? Because we're saying, hey, it's gonna bounce from this support level, right? So we don't want a short here because it can stop us out. Okay, so I'm going to increase the speed a little bit so that it gives us a little bit of bounce. Okay, so we can see something that in action that it does take a. So there we got our little cute little bounce, and now we want the we want a long trade, not a normal short trade, which it would have normally triggered because we have the reverse button enabled. Okay.
Order filled.
So it took the long trade, right? This is the stop, and these are all different targets up there. Okay. Because we were close to the support, right? So normally it would have taken a short if you had the reverse, if you did not have the reverse button on. Well, it was not there previously, but now we have it. So you can control this aspect of the bot as well, right? Okay, so that's what I wanted to show. Now let's go to, and now you can just, leave it on or put it off, whatever. If you disable it, it disables everything. It won't even take any trade, even if everything else is also met, right? So we'll just, right, nothing is going to happen because we have it disabled, right? So let's say we enable it again, and now still the reverse button is. So let's say we got the bounce, and now we don't want the long because we anticipate that it's going to keep on coming down because we already got the bounce, the first touch bounce, and now we wanted to short if it does indeed give us meets the criteria or not. So anyways, but that's what I wanted to show. Okay, so hope you guys make use of this thing, play with it, and if you want to run it just as is with the reverse button enabled, I don't recommend that, right? Because when the market is running, you don't want to short here, you don't want to short here on the pullbacks, right? You don't want to short here on the pullbacks, you want to take a long, right? But if it gets closer to some resistance, you can enable that. That was my thought process behind this thing. But go ahead and try running it just as is. I just want to see the expectancy if you want, right? But you can do that. All right. Hope you guys like this little video. And if you have any questions, things like that, let me know. The strategy is available. The updated strategy is available to be downloaded from the website. Okay. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon.